little bit about fixing cables that have been miscrossed. You can of course rip out the whole round, but if you've got something that has a very large number of cables in the row or round, then you really should just give it a shot at trying to fix it on the needles if you can. Now the tools you're going to need that are not essential but make it a lot easier are a couple of double pointed needles and a crochet hook. Now we're going to take a look and see which cable is miscrossed. So we've got pairs of cables running up here. This one goes to the right and that one goes to the left. The next pair to the right and to the left. And this one up here, they both go to the left, which means that this one was miscrossed. To recross a cable, you're going to do something that looks very similar to picking up stitches that have something wrong with them. So you'll drop it down, recross the cable, and then pick those stitches back up. Now, if you've got a lot going on, you might even pin some of these to a board, but otherwise I'm just going to pop these 4 off. I've got nice sticky yarn. The less sticky it is, the more care you have to take. The first row was just that previous wrong side row, and then the next row is the one where it was miscrossed. So I'm just going to pull out the next lot of stitches here, and when I do that, those cross stitches will pop right back over. See, you can see they popped right back the way they were. And this time I want it to go to the right, which means that these 2 are in the front and these 2 are behind. So I'm going to use my double pointed needles here to put those stitches on 2 separate needles, so those ones here, and then these 2 on this one. And then we can use the double pointed to recross them. So what we're going to want is this one in front and that behind. So I'll slip it up over to this side so that I can move them over. And I've just crossed those stitches directly on the double pointed needle. Now I'll slip this over here, and this part is the very same as just picking up or redoing a stitch. So I'll put 1 on the crochet hook. I've got 2 strands of yarns that I had undone. So here we go, there's 1, 2, oh, excuse me, let me put these back in again. Slide them further down this time. So I've got 2 ones that need to be picked up. So I'm going to pick the first one up, like so. It's quite tight because you've crossed the stitches, of course. And then pick the second one up. Now this one will be loose because there's lots of extra yarn. And I'm going to take those, pop it back on the needle, and then all you're going to do is you will continue to do the same thing with each of those stitches as you did with the first one. So the next one again, you're going to put it back on here and do a little reality check when you put it on. Make sure that the stitch isn't twisted, and then you will take those 2 strands again here as before, the bottom one and the top one, and you just scoop it up, and you'll do that with the other 2. So that's how you would go about correcting a stitch that was miscrossed. If it was further down and you have to undo a couple of cable crosses, the strand that has to have a cable cross on, just put a safety pin or something on it so that when you reach it, you know you'll need to take your double pointed needles out again and recross it over.